Hello and welcome to this installment of Talkin Trim. I'm Jonathon Skinner and today we're looking at a carpet flooring kit for the Daimler V8 also applicable for the Daimler 2.5 V8 models. Now this specific kit has been made for a customer over in California, and it is a left-hand drive automatic spec car, which is quite rare. It's an original car from the factory, left-hand drive auto. And the reason I say it's quite rare is because the majority of Daimlers were right-hand drive fitted with an automatic gearbox. We have all of the 4 different version patterns, i.e. left-hand drive versus right-hand drive, automatic versus manual. But generally speaking, the things that change between all of those things are related to the front floors, the rear floors, and the gearbox tunnel there. But specifically this video is for a left-hand drive automatic, but it might be mostly applicable to your specific car. But do check out our other videos related to the Daimler V8s, as we'll almost certainly have a video that shows your particular spec. So just bear that in mind. Now this kit has been done in our wool, which is the only carpet material that we standardly offer for the Daimlers. Very high quality automotive carpet, standardly used in the sort of Jaguar range, so all of the XKs, the E-types and saloons. Jag Mark II, for example, which is extremely similar to the Daimler V8 250. This specific kit has been done in what we refer to as Camel, which is one of our lightest colours. I'd say it's lighter in person than it is showing up on my screen at the moment, just FYI. And then we've edged it in Light Stone Beige. However, these bits here are in our saddle tan vinyl, and I'll come on to that. The reason being that the customer's kit, the rest of his kit, including all the trim panels, seats, etc., have all been done in this colour here. So I'll come to that when we get to it. But this is essentially the kit that we supply for the carpet flooring area, only of the main cockpit cabin. Obviously, the boot trunk area is sold separately. Do see our other videos for that as well. So the main cabin floor area consists of all of these pieces here. It's worth noting that this is how we sell it as a carpet set. You may also wish to consider the underfelt soundproofing kit that goes underneath the carpets, as well as the fixings as well. They're all sold separately, but we can supply them obviously, and we do encourage you to use those as well. And all of these pieces and the fixings and the felts are included as standard in our trim kit, and it does work out significantly cheaper to buy everything as part of a trim kit versus just buying the parts individually. So if you are considering a full restoration, we do encourage you to look down that route. So please do contact us about that. Before I dive too much into the actual details of all of this carpet set, please check out the description below. I do these videos off the top of my head, so undoubtedly I will forget something. So below is an area that I can squeeze any other tidbits in about these particular parts. And of course, remember to like and subscribe and share with other classic car enthusiasts out there. And there are links as well to our website for some interesting articles in our blog handbook area, which again we do encourage people to read. It really does detail what sets us apart from other suppliers within the industry. We've been doing this for almost half a century now. All we do is interior trim. We don't try and one-stop shop and sell you steering wheels and bodyworks and gearbox parts or engine parts. We specialize in interior trim for a very, very select range of cars, and all we do is those parts over and over again. So we consider ourselves somewhat the experts within the industry for that, and this is backed up by our thousands of customers around the world, satisfied customers around the world. And please do see our testimonials page, and of course any of your club forums for that, as I'm sure our name will pop up. Anyway, let's dive into this specific carpet set here. So obviously let's start with the gearbox. So you've got the main gearbox tunnel carpet here. It's this big one-piece piece here that's sort of loops over. Now this is the automatic version. The manual version is significantly different. Let's just have a quick look in the book here. So this is automatic. Try and get rid of that glare there. But the manual version there, you can see, has a domed carpet piece there. I have actually done a video for a manual one, so again, please do see that in the link at the end of this video or in our Daimler playlist. But that's effectively that piece there. It's one large piece. It's bigger than it needs to be on the unbound edges. that allows you to tuck them underneath the adjacent front floor carpets, and so you get a nice seamless finish. Again, do check out the detailing below link with regard to our carpet sets in detail, because it does give a little section about complete car coverage. This is what we do to make sure that the idiosyncrasies of this manufacturing era are covered by a set that we produce, and it tucks underneath the adjacent bound edge. That's a general principle for any unbound edge of carpet. Gearbox there, sills are another great example. You shouldn't see any raw edge on show when it's all said and done and trimmed in the car, because it will be covered either by an adjacent piece, i.e. like these front floors where that tucks underneath there, that underneath there, etc., going all the way back, or it will tuck underneath the adjacent trim panel. So for example, this edge here on the sill will tuck underneath where the door panel openings are, etc. So that's a general concept from there, but you do get some edging on them, which generally indicates that it's on show or partially on show. So that's the gearbox tunnel there. You then obviously have the front floor carpets. Like I say, these are the left-hand drive, so therefore you've got the cutaway there for the throttle accelerator pedal. They've got the Storvik heel pads on. We can also offer heel pads in leather or leather cloth if you prefer. And then you've obviously got these cutaways here, which is where the seat mountings go through on those. Edged all the way around the front floors. Obviously that ends up curving up slightly into the footwell section there. You've then got this piece here. Now this piece is effectively for the light dimmer switch cover. Now you can't really see it, but you can just about see it. Let's move that there. You can just see where it's tucking away. Sorry, I'm trying to deal with the glare here, which isn't working out very well, but just there you can see there's a little pedal which is for the light dimmers. Obviously this is the right hand drive, so the left hand drive is on the left hand side, and this is the piece that goes around that section there. I do have some good photos showing that, so if you're unsure when it comes to fitting it, then let me know and I can send you a photo of that. But that's the carpet piece for that there. Moving further back, let me just take the book with me. We obviously have the sill carpets, which are fairly self-explanatory. You have the cutaways there for where the cross members go from left to right of the car, the sort of support bracket for the car. And then obviously we have the relevant materials to cover that cross member. Now, depending on the car and who you ask, they're either covered in vinyl or in carpets. 3 pieces of carpet there. Obviously it bends over. It's like a rectangle on the floor, so it bends over. So they're all pre-cut. There's no edging on them because, again, the bits will tuck down onto the floor, so it'll basically go over, down and round like that onto the floor, and these bits here will cover them up here. This is for the center section, which curves over the gearbox like that, and then obviously that's the other side there. Now you'll see obviously I've included some pieces of vinyl as well here, so generally speaking they're either in carpet or in vinyl. If you're unsure, we're happy to supply both elements. And the reason we've done this in tan, or saddle tan as we refer to it, is because the rest of this kit is in that colour. So we had a few discussions with the customer. He wasn't sure whether he wanted carpet or vinyl, so because he's having a trim kit, we don't mind. We just put both options in there. But it was fairly set on the vinyl option being tan, and the carpet option matching the rest of the carpet set there. Just bear in mind there's enough vinyl excess there for covering that centre section there, but generally we recommend that piece always stays carpet because it is semi on show in between the seats if you really looked for it. There's also enough vinyl in these sections here to cover the seat mounting elements of things, which the front ones aren't really kind of on display, so the front mountings of the front seats aren't really on display, but the rear ones that sit underneath the above the rear floor carpets kind of are, because they protrude out. So again, there is enough vinyl in there to retrim those, just FYI. Then moving further back, you have effectively the rear floor carpets. Now the rear floor carpets are edged all the way around. They have the cutaways on the inside here, which is again for the seat mounting sort of bracket there. They have this slit, pre-cut slit here, which is for, again, the other side of the seat mounting bracket there. Now what we do is we edge it all the way around, join it like that, but we back tack there, which means that you can easily just snip into that to allow it to access around. And the reason we do it that way, you'll see other carpet sets on the market that they edge all the way around here, but that adds a bit of an unnecessary bulk into this equation. So what we recommend is you literally just do it as a straight line cut like that, which obviously we pre-cut the guide for you, and it just means that it literally just goes round the mounting nice and easily, presses right up against it. You don't have that extra bulk of binding going around it. So again, it's one of those things that we know how these cars go together. We've been doing it a very long time, and this is sort of feedback that we've had working with very high-end restoration companies all over the globe. And everything we kind of do with this element of things, there's an element of thought and design behind the processes. We don't just do it because we're lazy, should we say, and can't be bothered to bind around there. It takes seconds. It's not about that. It's about making and supplying the most suitable version of a kit. So that's all done by design, that section there. So the rear floor carpets, it's worth noting as well on the driver's side rear floor carpet, in this case the left rear floor carpet, this cutaway here is for the handbrake, which sits down on the sort of sill section there. Obviously for the right hand drives it would be opposite around there, but yeah, for the left hand drive it's there. Then you have this prop shaft carpet here that goes obviously on the prop shaft tunnel at the back in between the rear seats, just this sort of section here. Sorry, just going back to the rear floors as well with these cutaways here, it's worth noting that the Mark IIs, the 240 and 340 Jaguars, which often get confused with the Daimlers because a lot of the trim is shared but the carpet set is not, they had slits going down like this, which had allowances for the different seat frames in them like that, and they were bound round, but for this design here it wasn't, just little cutaways there. But again, it's worth noting that a lot of other suppliers don't distinguish between that, so it's worth just keeping that in mind. That again, it's all done by design. So there are the rear floors and the prop shaft, and then finally you have these two L-shaped pieces here, and they effectively bend round the bulkheads over the sill there, which is what that curves for, and round the side element of the rear seats. You're not really going to see it in a picture, it's down there effectively. It's where the rear floors meet the rear seats. Again, I have a great photo, albeit from a Mark II, but the principle is exactly the same, showing that area if you are struggling for it. But that's those sections there, and again, they are not bound because all of the edges are tucked up underneath adjacent pieces and panels and carpets and seats in this case. So that's the reason for that there. So it's really worth keeping that in mind. The element of binding or edging or piping, as some people refer to it, it's all done by design. They are edged, a lot of it to original specifications. Sometimes we use a bit more common sense than other people out there, and certainly some of the original stuff. Our general ethos was edging, is that we actually probably know the cars better than they did on the factory production line based on years of retrimming and supplying kits for these sorts of things. And so we use a bit of common sense sometimes, especially with edging, because we don't want raw edges of carpet on show. It doesn't look particularly good. But also with edging, you have the beauty that it's very easy to take edging off. So for certain pieces, we would prefer to, should we say, oversupply. And sort of say, look, this is the way we recommend it, but obviously if you prefer it to be, strictly speaking, exactly how it left the factory, then just cut this piece off and it won't matter. It's literally a Stanley knife and you can take that edging off very, very easily. But generally speaking, the concept being that we edge any carpets that are semi on show or off or fully on show when in the car, and any unbound pieces are often made wider and longer than they need to be intentionally, so they tuck underneath and create a nice seamless finish between these carpets. You know, there's this misconception within the industry that pre-manufactured kits cannot fit these cars. We buck that trend, shall we say. Although we can never fully guarantee the fitment of parts, you're not going to get a better fitting part than our kit because of the thought process and design that goes into it. So just really keep that in mind. It's really what sets us apart, and this is why I encourage people to spend time on my YouTube channel as well as spending time on our website with the blog handbook area, which really does go into details about these sorts of things and our mentality working as a business. Of course, we are a business, and we want to be as successful and profitable as possible, but ultimately that's not the only reason we're in business. We're proud of our status within the industry. We've been doing it a very, very long time, and we want to make sure that your restoration is the best it can possibly be. And so this is part of the mentality we hold as a business. Anyway, hope that was useful. Please remember to like, subscribe and share with other classic car enthusiasts. As I've mentioned before, be sure to check out the links below and spend a bit of time on our website. But ultimately, I look forward to hearing from you. Please do contact us if you have any questions about this specific product or any other parts that you are looking to restore for your Daimler 2.5 V8 or V8 250 model. Thanks for tuning in, and I look forward to hearing from you, and please remember to tune in next time. Thank you.